Hey friends, welcome back. Today I thought it would be a good idea, since I have just updated my hair color and just re-dyed my extensions, to do just a really quick tutorial about how I style the extensions. People have asked me that in the past, and I do the same thing every time. Ew, is there still conditioner in this? There appears to be. So the first thing that I did, these extensions were pretty much white. I bleach bathed the color out of them and then dyed them the same as I did. My cat's trying to get in here. She doesn't need to be in here for any reason. She was just in here and then scratched at the door to be let out, and then I closed it, and now 1 second later she needs back in. Anyways, so I just dyed these the same color. I mixed a whole bunch of color for myself and then used the extra on the extensions. I have washed my hair one time and haven't washed these, so these actually do look a little bit more golden. These look a little bit lighter, but you know what? It's gonna be okay. So I dyed them, I left them in for about an hour and then washed them out, just rinsed, didn't use shampoo or anything like that, except there's like crunchy bits. Probably can't tell. Maybe I didn't wash it out well enough. And then always air dry. So I just take a towel and put it over a towel rack and then clip these to the top so that they're just laying on the towel and let them dry overnight. If you like blow dry them and stuff, it's not the worst thing ever, but they'll just be like kind of frizzy. I mean, they already are kind of frizzy. And yeah, air drying is just easier, I think, in my opinion. So yeah, I'm just going to be doing somewhat of a loose curl. Obviously my hair is straight and these haven't had any styling done to them. So what I'm gonna do is I'm just going to curl my hair real quick and then I'll jump into the extensions. And I'm just gonna fast forward through this part since I do have a video on how I curl my hair. So if you wanna watch that, I will link it down below. Okay, so now that my hair is curled, I'm going to move on to my extensions. So what I'm gonna do is just brush through them. And I am going to straighten them real quick. Just a bit so that all the follicles or whatever I don't even know if there's any follicles left in hair that's not attached to a head, but just so everything is not as frizzy when I curl it. Just gonna give it a little pass through, just like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that to all the pieces that I'm gonna use today. And I'll be right back. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is map out which extensions I'm going to put where. So basically I only have 3 pieces right now. There's technically more to this set, but I usually don't use more than 3 of these wefts. Just because they're pretty full, and the other ones, there's like 1 more that's this size and 4 singles, but I don't usually use those, so I only bleached and dyed 3 pieces. So we've got 1 rather long piece like this, 1 sort of medium piece, like that, and then one small piece. You can kind of see the difference in length. So what I'm probably gonna do is I'll take this big piece and I will put it starting here and then wrapped around to the middle. So I'll put it there, and then I'll take the medium piece and do the same thing, and they'll kind of overlap a little bit. So the back will kind of be like this one here, this one here. So they'll overlap a little. And then I'll take the small piece and I'll put it just on the back towards the bottom of my head. The first ones I'm gonna put more towards the top, and this one's gonna go towards the bottom. So now that I know where they're gonna go, I'm just going to set them on the table accordingly. So medium is on this side and the large is on this side. And the reason that's important is because, I don't know if you could tell, but I did curl my hair in 2 different directions. So on this side, they're both curled away from my face. So technically, if I were to continue curling this way, it would come towards my face. So I kind of did this side away, all the way to the back middle, and then I started going the opposite way on this side, just for this chunk. So that's why I'm gonna use the big one to go this way and the medium one, you get it. Okay, so now that these are nice and straight, I'm gonna go ahead and curl them because that makes so much sense, right? So generally, there's obviously a lot of different ways that you could do this, and I've probably tried all of them. You can put the straight extensions in your straight hair and curl them both at the same time. I've tried that. It doesn't really work for me because my hair is quite a bit shorter, and so by the time you get, midway through the curl or go down towards the extension, my regular hair kind of falls out. So I don't find that to be the best method. I like to obviously curl my hair ahead of time, and then I curl these when they're not in my head. Oh my god, my cat's trying to get in here again. So I'm just going to curl these while they're not on my head. And if you haven't curled extensions, it might be easier to get the hang of it while they're in your head. So curl your regular hair, put them in, and then curl them. But because I've done this too many times, I have a pretty good idea of how to match them up with my regular hair. So, pardon. Ooh. Uh-oh. Eee. And this might seem kind of gross, but you know what? This is just how I do it. So I'm probably, ooh, yeah, this is kind of gross. Should I do this? I don't know. Usually what I do is I just, wow, this is seeming grosser as I begin to share it with the world. I typically like hold it in my mouth like this and then curl it. Is there any other way I can not do that for this video? I don't think so. Didn't think this through, but that's what I do. I honestly don't wear these that much. I haven't worn these. I didn't wear them like a single time when my hair was blue, like once when it was silver. Yeah, so I don't really wear these much anymore, but I'm gonna wear them today. So here you go. This is my curling wand. I believe it's like a 1-inch barrel. This is just some crappy curling wand I got from Amazon. It was like $30, and it came with like 3 or 4 or even 5 different curler attachments. So you can just take off, ooh, that's warm. You can just take off this top part and switch it out. Actually, technically this isn't a curling wand, it's a regular curler. I don't have a lot of luck with the curling wands. I don't know why. Everyone seems to love them and they just like don't work for me. So yeah. All right, well, I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Now that I know that this is gonna go in this direction, I want to make sure to curl it this way, the whole way around. So I'm gonna get started. I guess technically I only hold it for a minute and then I take it out. So it's a little bit less gross, if you were worried. Focus on the hair and not on me. To be honest, I probably curled that a little bit too long. I want it to be a little looser and not quite as tight. Yeah, those mean the same thing. So I'm gonna hold it in the curler for a little bit less time. That looks exactly the same, so less time. And also I'm gonna use a bigger section so it's a little bit looser. There we go. Once I brush that out, you can see it's a bit looser. So tighter, looser. Perfect. All right, so that's gonna be this side. Now I'm going to do the other side. So I'm gonna curl it the other way, like so. So you may have noticed I'm giving it a little bit of a twist before I put it in the curler, and then waiting a few seconds, and obviously I'm not putting the very tail end in there. And when it's done, I don't just let it go, I actually pull it out. That way I don't get this extremely curved bottom. I hate like curved up bottoms. I want them to be more straight like this. So that's why I'm pulling it out rather than just releasing it. So that's the other side. Ew. And then we just have the bottom. So the bottom one's a little bit tricky because it's gonna go half on this side, half on this side. So basically what I do is, since it's small, I just divide it in half. And then this side's gonna be over here. So I'm gonna do this side this direction and this side this direction. Okay, so we're done curling. Now to apply. Ooh, ouch. There we. All right, so I've got my left side, and what I'm gonna do is just make a part with my finger. Too high and it will feel uncomfortable, too low and it won't really blend. So try to get somewhere in the middle. Maybe that's a little low. Also too high and you might see it, especially since my roots are dark and these ones aren't. So I'm basically going to start with the front and kind of measure where it's gonna start. Okay, so I'm gonna place my first clip, and the way I'm doing that is by kind of opening it and making a little circle so it grabs a bit of hair. Careful not to grab this top hair though, because then you'll get a weird looking little cowlick. And then place the back and voila. Yeah, they are a little bit more golden since I did wash my hair and not the extensions, but I think it's gonna work out. It's gonna be okay. So now I'm gonna do the same thing with the other side. And that's pretty much it. So the last thing I'm gonna do is just comb through the curls so they all blend together and kind of become a little bit looser. And there you have it. So that is how I style my extensions. Now, beforehand, I did cut these a little bit. So I took a razor comb to the ends and a little bit to basically from wherever my real hair stops and on, I cut some razor comb layers so that they would blend in better. And that's pretty much it. I didn't have to do much to these. The longer your hair is, obviously the easier it is to blend the extensions, but using that razor comb is really helpful, especially while the hair is in. You can really see where you want to start layering if you have layers in your hair. And yeah, that's really all. As the day goes on, these are going to fall a little bit and just blend together even more. So yeah, that's pretty much everything. If you guys have any questions or anything regarding how I cut my extensions or whatever, just let me know. Otherwise, I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and I will see you in the next one. Bye. I just hit myself in the nose. Did you see it? Bye.